Hello and welcome to another video by me, Zayford Beetlebrox. A little bit of progress, maybe. Anyway, here are three SBCs, single board computers. We have the Raspberry Pi. We have the ATtiny88. And we have the Arduino Nano Every. Now, I've been having a go with these three, trying to see which one is the fastest. I want to control a micro flash. That's a flash that gives a very short duration. Now, in 100,000th of a second, a 223 bullet traveling at 3,200 feet a second will travel about 3/4 of an inch. That's quite a long way. I did a speed test using Python on the Raspberry Pi Pico, and I had a variation in results of about 100 microseconds between timings. That was rather a lot. I did a similar thing with the Arduino Nano, programming it in C++, and again I had about 100 microseconds difference. I would have used the Tiny88, but I had the same problem I've had before, that I couldn't get the thing to work. Now, I did change the Arduino IDE. I'd been using the IDEs available with Linux Mint, and clearly the IDEs with Linux Mint don't work. So I deleted those and I downloaded the IDE from the Arduino website. That won't install on Linux Mint, so I have to run it every time from a folder. Pain in the neck, but it does work. And while I was at it last night, I was chatting with some other people, some other good folks, and they were rather impressed by the ESP32 or 32 ESP, whichever it is. And I looked at it. Well, I didn't look at it. I saw one advertised on eBay, so I ordered one. $7.50. Ooh, the expense. That would buy lunch. Anyway, so I bought that, and I'll have to see what that does. Now, in terms of my other project, the LED micro flash, I found that the resistance values suggested by the website that I tried were probably too high. So the LEDs were very faint. 330 ohms was just too much. Well, I did another calculation, and I think it should have been 220 ohms. So I've ordered some 220 ohm resistors. So I'll just have to see whether that works. But given the 100 microsecond variation, the micro flash is not going to be all that micro. 100 microseconds variation is going to be quite an appreciable chunk. And if the exposure is, say, 100 microseconds and it comes out as 200 microseconds, then a blur about 3/4 of an inch long will be a streak about 1.5 inches long. Not particularly good for photographing a 223 bullet in flight, to be honest, but I don't have a 223 rifle, and I don't aim to be photographing 223 bullets in flight. I was using that as a benchmark. So I'll have to see where I go from here, but it's looking promising. The other thing I had to go at today was my DIY drill press. I'm really not sure how that's going. whether it's because I look at the things I don't like on it, and I think it's going to be a complete disaster. But on the other hand, it might not be, and I'm just going to keep trying it and see how it comes out. If it's a complete disaster, well, it wasn't unexpected. I don't have a workshop to build it in. I'm building it outside by hand with hand tools, and it's basically I'm making precision equipment using nothing nothing precise. So I'll have a go at it and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I have to buy something, but I don't want to have to buy something. So I'll just have to see what happens. So anyway, this has been another entertaining or boring production from me, Zaphod Beeblebrox, aka the British Tech Guru. And I'll see you in the next video. Or maybe you'll see me in the next video. Something like that.